Hello! I'm so excited for today's video. So you said that you wanted to learn how to get rid of procrastination, but you just don't know how over on Instagram. So that is what we're going to be tackling today. I spent so long researching this topic for you, and I found so many things that honestly shocked me and I think would really help you out. If you want to tell me any topics that you need help with personally, if you want a community of students going through some stuff that just want to become the best versions of themselves, and anything to do with motivational and really aesthetic content, make sure to follow me at Amelia Grace on Instagram and make sure to subscribe. If you are a regular viewer, you might notice that today we're in a really different spot. I don't think you've seen this room in my house before. This isn't a studio, obviously. I am on a little solo trip in Sydney that is shown all over my Instagram, my little sneak peeks of what I've been up to on my first day here. There's been quite a few mishaps, some really funny things, some pure luck that has happened. I have actually come here with my Louboutins as well, so there's some shots of that too. And I'm here for about a week. I am treating myself because for my first semester that I literally just finished, it has been full on. I shared the journey of starting a social media app for uni students. I have put that on hold currently, but I'd started that last semester. I was living at home at my boyfriend's family's house as well, so that was hectic. And then also doing social media and YouTube at the same time is also balancing study, seeing my family, working part-time. It was honestly full on. I had a few mental breakdowns, but I actually did well with what was on my plate. And to acknowledge my win and my big and small wins during that semester to give me more momentum, I decided I'm going to celebrate. And I'm going to do a vision board moment and take myself on a solo trip down to Sydney because I haven't been here in like 3 years. This is actually some footage of when I was here last. I had black hair, completely different style. I went down with my cousins and now this is me. Yeah, 3 years later we have blonde hair, completely different style. So today we are going to be diving deep into how to work with procrastination as opposed to trying to immediately get rid of the bad habit, I suppose. And I'll actually explain why that is in the next topic. But first we're going to talk about a little bit more on what you're actually going to be given today. What value are you getting out of it today? So we're going to break it down into 5 short little stories, paragraphs, topics. That's the word. 5 short topics because I know that our attention span lately hasn't been the best. I've seen the stats. And then the next one we're going to talk about is why we actually do it even when it makes us feel like absolute shit. Like, why do we go back to her? It's like that toxic ex. Then we're going to get straight into the tips on how to actually work with it, not get rid of it, but work with it for now. Then at a later date, I'll make a video on how to get rid of it. But this is like the foundational video for you in the future. Then after the tips, we're going to go straight into the actionable steps that you can literally do as soon as this video finishes. So if you are new here, welcome to the channel where all videos are about inspirational and motivational things to help you change your life and be the best version of yourself. I help you out with so many things to do with your personal and your student life. This is a community where you can actually get better and we all just vibe. We seriously all just vibe here. I love you guys. But yeah, if you guys are a returning viewer, I love you so much. Literally, thank you so much for sticking around. I know that this is a relatively new channel. I've done YouTube for less than a year, and the way that you guys just interact with me on Instagram and the comments on YouTube, and then the way that you just are so positive towards a starting out YouTuber, I really do appreciate it. You guys are founders, seriously. You guys are the OGs. When we get 1 million subscribers, you guys are the OGs. Love you lots. But anyways, so without further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, so we're going to talk about the why you are going to learn to work with procrastination as opposed to let's get rid of it ASAP because it's not serving me. And to do that, I will tell you a story of James. James is a smoker who's been having this habit for about 45 years, and he will only smoke when he gets into his car after work. He doesn't smoke in the house because it's around his family and his wife and they don't like it. Every single time he gets in his car, it's like a deep-rooted trigger Like it's like about English. It's not even a conscious habit anymore. He subconsciously has the urge to reach for a cigarette and light it and smoke it only when he sits in his car. He's been doing that for 45 years. So imagine how deeply rooted that is in his neural pathways, right? But he wants to quit, and he has a really good reason to quit. So let's believe in James. What he does is he goes the casual route, not the casual, the cliche route of, I'm just going to throw out the packet. Like, I'm done with smoking. It's gone. It's in the bin. But as we all know, smoking is so hard to quit. Like anything addictive like that, like vaping, I know is a huge thing with teens nowadays, is like, as soon as you throw it out, you're like, oh, I just need it. Like, I just need that one cigarette, or like, I just need that one puff. And he just put himself in a cycle of, I throw it out, I'm fiending, so I'll buy another packet. Oh, I'm smoking again, throw it out. Oh, I'm fiending again, buys it again. And then it's like that guilty cycle, and it's that a deep-rooted trigger and addiction cycle that he's stuck in. So obviously, nothing is changing. There's too much friction towards his current way of eliminating smoking as a habit. So he has to do something new. So what James does is he buys a new packet of cigarettes, but he throws out all of the individual cigarettes. But he keeps the packet, and he keeps it in his car because it's still a trigger that when he gets in his car, he lights a cigarette. So to reduce the amount of resistance towards quitting smoking, he will substitute the cigarettes for a less but still addictive habit, which is lollipops. Lollipops still give the motion and the sensation of reaching in the cigarette packet, opening it, taking out something and then putting it in his mouth. It still fulfills that kind of mental motion and that stress relief, because he's been doing this for 45 years as a stress relief from work. So because there is less resistance to quitting smoking, it makes it so much easier to actually stick with the habit. And after a few months of just having lollipops, he's no longer fiending for lollipops and no longer fiending for that cigarette, because the motion has been fulfilled. There's no addictiveness to lollipops enough for him to go, yes, give me more, I'm craving a lollipop. Like, it fades over time. That's the same thing on how we're going to do procrastination. Instead of all of those videos telling you how to stop procrastinating, they're the throw out the pack of cigarettes kind of way of going about it. What we're going to do today is substituting the cigarettes for your kind of lollipops. So that is why we're working on how to work with procrastination rather than just to throw it out the window. Ever wonder why we delay things? Put it off until we really have to do it, like that assignment deadline or studying for the exam like the day before. I see you. It's our brain's way of protecting us. So here we're going to talk about how to outsmart your brain. Our brain goes, a perceived threat, that assignment, that exam, doing the exercise, getting up and cleaning the house, like anything that you're procrastinating is a perceived threat. Like, yeah, it's not a bear attack or it's not a shark coming at you. Our brain still releases that chemical from the amygdala that goes threat, 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 avoid, 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 like go away, we're just going to avoid it. So in that case, what do? We put it off until we can't anymore. And when that happens, so much research has shown that the longer you put it off, the more stressful it gets. It's like a cycle. Like, that assignment is due in 3 weeks. You're not stressing about it because like you can kind of get it done pretty quickly. But then the longer you wait to it, the more stressful you feel towards it. And because you're feeling more stressed towards it, the more you want to put it off because you don't want to do it, because it seems like this big thing that you just have to get done. But like, I don't have to tell you that research has shown that you already feel it, and we all know that it sucks. And the really funny thing is, if MJ, you're watching this, you will literally laugh at me because I'm probably the biggest hypocrite in this one instance, is that before this video, I actually wholeheartedly believed that I didn't procrastinate that much, because I had this thought in my head, belief, that when you want to do something, you cannot ever rely on motivation to be the sole thing that gets you there, because motivation is a fleeting feeling. It's like happiness, sadness, anger. Like, if you want to get your dream life, you cannot, I love this quote, you will never get the ass that you want if you're sitting on it. That goes into so many things. It goes into self-discipline, not waiting for motivation, like literally doing it. This is why I believed that I didn't procrastinate, because I still did it even when I really did not want to. But I found out through my research that I actually do procrastinate. So I'm sorry to everyone who said that I don't procrastinate. I do, but I don't. This is my version of procrastination. A little backstory is that whenever I do something, I go all the way. Like, I wholeheartedly put in all of my effort all of the time, good and bad. So when I sit down at lunch sometimes and I watch a movie or I watch a K-drama episode, those, oh my God, I get hooked on those. I will sit down and I go, okay, I'll stop when I stop eating. I will sit for like at least the rest of the episode. I will finish that movie. I will finish that episode. I can't like stop immediately. That's the same thing with sweets. If I have one, I'll have 10. That goes into procrastination. Like, when I procrastinate, I'll go my classic. I'll clean my room, then I'll have something to eat, and then I'll sing for a bit. And I love singing, and I get so caught up, and then I get so overwhelmed with the target that I'm meant to hit that I'll just sing and procrastinate and do it for 4 hours. That's literally what I did studying for finals. I was singing for 4 hours because I was too scared to study. And through the research that I did, I learned that when you're too scared to do something, it's different from like that overwhelmed feeling. It's you're too scared to do it because you have that feeling that no matter the effort that you put into it, it still isn't going to amount to the expectations that you have of yourself. And I have had a huge perfectionist trait about me since I was a kid. I have mitigated a bit, but it's still there. Like, for example, when I was first starting YouTube, I was the fattest perfectionist. And obviously when you're starting out, it can never be perfect because you don't know shit. You don't know how to be perfect. So I was feeling so overwhelmed and procrastinating it a bit because I was like, no matter what I do, it's never going to be perfect. That becomes like that's low self-worth. Those are also things that people can go through when it comes to procrastinating. One thing that I found really interesting is when we say the words motivation versus procrastination, in our head, that's like, it sounds so different because we associate them with, well, for me, I associate motivation with like, you know, really grinding out social media, going to the gym, like doing Pilates, going for a walk. Over here for procrastination, I think just chilling, watching a K-drama, avoiding that because I don't believe that I can do it. I feel sad or like overwhelmed or scared to do it, right? But I actually looked on the internet, and Oxford defines motivation as a reason or reasons for acting or behaving in a certain way. And there is a flaw here. Let's say you want to go to the gym and your reason is because you want your dream body. Like, you are so driven after a long day to go to the gym, go for that run or do that Pilates exercise, do that yoga, like get your dream body. You're so driven to do it even on a long day. That reason is wonderful on a day that you're feeling motivated. But the flaw is that your association towards your reason to get up and do shit can be different. It changes like the seasons. On another kind of long day, you could have that same feeling completely different. Like, no, not same feeling, that doesn't even English. You could have that same reason of getting your dream body totally numb to it. I'm stumbling my words quite a lot. I don't know how I'm going to edit this in the future, but if I keep in a little bit of my stumbling, I've been awake since 4 a.m. It's been an incredibly big day. It's now 5:20. So like, just keep that in mind. I hope that it's funny though, you guys. But yeah, my Englishing is not Englishing. So if it also is a little bit repetitive, please like do tell me in the comments because I do need to get more succinct with my words. But like, also keep in mind, it's been an incredibly big day for me. When you're not feeling motivated, you can't blame not doing an action on that. It's actually a lack of self-discipline. Oxford Languages defines procrastination as the action of delaying or postponing an action. But they define laziness of the unwillingness to do something, that action or that task that you have to do. The difference between the two is the former is about having that perceived threat that's blocking you. It's your roadblock. Where the latter is more just like, I don't want to do it. Like, I'm not going to do it. So there's a big difference. One you can actually manage. The other is just, I believe, is more of like a trait about a person. So a lot of the times what I do is these tricks that I'm about to share with you. So make sure that you actually get on these too, because they have actually helped me out so many times. One thing that you should do first is identify why you procrastinate, because once you understand the roots of it, you can actually dig it up and fully get rid of it, rather than just plucking it out from like what's above the soil. Finding this one out will help you start to address it. You also need to accept the fact that you do this, because speaking kindly to yourself is a really supportive way that you can take yourself through a journey of change, because you are the only person that is with you for your whole life. So keep that in mind when you go through change in your life. It's good to rely on other people because it's good to have a supportive environment. But if you can't give that to yourself, you are always going to be outwardly looking to people to help you through your journey of life. And it's going to be so much harder. And it's actually going to feel so much more alone. I love this quote that if you can't date yourself, how can you expect other people to date you? That is why I took myself on a solo trip to Sydney. That's why I bought myself Louboutins and didn't wait for somebody else to buy them for me, or I didn't wait for other people to be free to come to Sydney with me or go with my partner. Like, as much as I love him, I love to do and date things myself. I love to date myself. Also think to yourself, would your dream version of yourself talk to you like you are now? Like, if the answer is no, why are you doing it? Like, don't you want to live your dream life? Don't you want to become the best version of yourself? Why are you not treating yourself the way that you want to treat yourself in the future? Like, where's the logic? By talking to yourself with lovingness and kindness and being gentle, you are allowing yourself to feel safe in this hectic time of change, because change is never going to be comfortable. It's great to feel comfortable because you're getting used to the environment that you're in. You've settled into your new shift of change, but it's also a really good sign when you're uncomfortable, because it means that you're doing something new, you're growing, you're learning, you're literally upgrading, you're getting your glow up if you feel uncomfortable. Like, I was about to cry coming onto the plane to Sydney. There were so many things that went wrong on my flight over. I was freaking out. It's actually in my highlights on Instagram called Sydney Solo Trip. So if you want to learn more about like what actually went wrong and my trip so far, make sure to check that out on Instagram. It's actually linked in the description as well. So a really good thing that you can also do to celebrate your little wins and gain momentum is to reflect at the end of the week or day by saying to yourself things like, I did really well with my week. Like, I procrastinated a bit, but hey, on Tuesday afternoon, instead of staying on my phone for another hour, I got up and I made food. Like, it can be something so simple, or it could be something big, being like, I got up at 5 a.m. and I went on a run. I didn't procrastinate that shit. I actually did it like I said I would. That's amazing. Do something to celebrate your wins. Get yourself some flowers, take yourself out on dinner, get yourself a coffee, do a nice drawing if you don't want to spend any money. Like, watch a movie that you really love. Like, celebrate it, because the more that you celebrate your little wins, the more it feels like you're actually getting somewhere, which is something that I also deal with. A lot of the times, I don't recognize the shit that I actually achieve. It takes other people to tell me. So by me celebrating my hard work by coming down to Sydney, I am acknowledging and keeping a mental note of the shit that I have achieved, because I have done and achieved so much last semester. And that is building up so much more momentum for the rest of my three months. Oh my God, it's 2 months now. Basically almost one and a bit months left of my semester break. Build that momentum. Reflect at the end of the week. Be like, I did it. I did the best that I could. I actually listened to Amelia's advice and it actually worked. I did something different. Be kind to yourself. Achieve those small wins. Celebrate it. Us humans are so unpredictable. As much as we say that we are predictable and we're rational and we think things through, no, like, that's a fat lie. We are so unpredictable, irrational, emotional. We make decisions based off of that, which is said so many times in Diary of CEO, not the podcast, but the book. Like, I lived and breathed that book when I was reading it. Best thing ever. Because procrastination is a human factor, we're not perfect, guys. We're meant to be imperfect. Like, please remember that. Because procrastination is a human factor, speaking kindly to yourself about it, you shift the perspective of villainizing yourself. I know I do this. When I feel like I'm procrastinating, I talk so badly about myself. I put myself down. I bully myself, literally. Like, the things that I say to myself are just horrible. I make myself cry when I procrastinate a lot of the times. So because it's something that I villainize about myself, why not shift the narrative? Why not shift the narrative? Why am I getting the epiphany now? I literally wrote this. Yeah, why don't I shift the narrative and be actual kind to myself? Like, I'm a human. It's okay. It's okay to have bad days. It's okay to procrastinate. You're not a bad person. You're not getting anywhere in life. That's a normal thing. If you don't have bad days, you will never appreciate the really good ones. And I actually have a tattoo in Japanese that says, life is beautiful, as shitty it can be. Like, we all have bad days. We have bad years, bad months, bad hours, everything. Everyone goes through it. As horrible as it can be, life is beautiful. You have so much to live for, and it's okay if you procrastinate. Like, you're human. It's okay if you just chill and just relax. It's okay to feel bad on some days. It's okay to take it easy. But it's also so good to push yourself, be disciplined, change your mindset, change your behavior, change your limiting beliefs, because you have so much to give, experience, see, and just achieve in this world that if you procrastinate, you're going to miss out on so much of that. And I don't want that for you. I want you to become the best versions of yourself and have your dream life, because I believe this so I believe this so wholeheartedly, and I will always say this to you guys. You should never keep your dreams as dreams. It is so possible to live your dreams. Like, I will always say this as well. Like, we are in a reality where we are chasing the next paycheck, the next experience, the next thing that you want to buy. Like, we don't focus on what we have now, because you are living so many of your dreams already. And it's so good to acknowledge that, because then you get a wave of feeling grateful and going, actually, like, life is beautiful. Like, I have a pair of Louboutins. Like, I've been dreaming about these shoes for so long, because to me, that's the reminder that I get. I have a tattoo. I went to Japan. I buy myself luxury things when 2 years ago, I thought that would never be possible. It's only for rich people. I have blonde hair. I dress really nice. I do my makeup really well now compared to quite a few years ago when I was starting out. I have friends who literally are like, I love you guys. To my friends who are watching, I literally love you. Like, you are people that just light me up in life. I am so grateful for having you in my life. I've bought myself an iPad. My boyfriend just got me a new phone for Christmas, an iPhone. Like, my sister and I have been having dreams about iPhones for like years, and I finally have one. Like, I am acknowledging the life that I have, the dreams that I am living that I once yearned for years ago. So just take a moment and just go, I'm a human. It's okay. I'm living my dream life in ways that I never thought I could in the past. I am having bad days. I am procrastinating because I am fucking human. It's okay. So rather than tearing yourself down about procrastinating, change your mindset, speak kindly to yourself, and work with procrastination rather than trying to just get rid of it. So to be just like James, to substitute your cigarettes for lollipops, what you can do, I have not tried this one, but I feel like it could actually be really helpful, is intentional procrastinating. So schedule some time in your day to go, all right, completely unrelated to like any main tasks like that assignment. For example, you go, all right, I'm going to go for a swim. Like, I'm going to clean my room. I'm going to clean the house. I'm going to do like an hour of scrolling. You schedule it at like 4 p.m. every Tuesday. That means that you allow yourself time to just procrastinate. Like, take it in small bites. Remember that less resistance is better. You don't want to completely stop procrastinating because you're going to go back to it because there's too much resistance. So schedule it. Be like, okay, Wednesdays we're going to clean. Thursdays we're going to go on our phone. Fridays we're going to rah. And then what you can also do is that once you've done your procrastinating, you can go to your work, your assignment, for me, editing. And then we go, all right, let's do it for 45 minutes. Then you take a 15-minute break and procrastinate again. Do something that's like chill. It refreshes your brain. It keeps the momentum up. You keep movement and you're still doing something like consciously. The final thing that I have also learned that I am literally adopting as soon as I researched this is that the steepness of your dopamine hit will mirror the trough steepness of the procrastination pit. So the dopamine hit can be like going on your phone or having that sweet, for example, it goes up like this because it's like short term, right? So the trough, it mirrors it. It goes down like this. So to get back to having your energy on level or back to above, you need to have a dopamine hit that's long term and 100 times more painful than the thing that you're avoiding. And what I mean by pain is not like physical or mental or emotional pain, right? I mean like 100 times more suckier than the thing you're gonna do or want or procrastinate, right? For me, if I'm not doing editing, if I'm procrastinating that, my 100 times more suckier thing is running. I fucking hate running. So I've been procrastinating my editing. So here we are in North Carolina, about to go for a goddamn run. If I did that, I would be back and I would be motivated. I would eat and I would get straight into the thing that I'm doing. And to make sure that you get straight into the task that you're doing, literally get rid of everything that can distract you. That's a phone. That's making sure you're fed. That is making sure you do not do anything else because you are breaking a promise to your future self. You will not get the ask that you want if you're sitting on it. So keep that in your head. If you want the things that you want in your life, if you want the grade that you want, if you want the dream business, the lifestyle that you really want, the income that you want, you cannot do it by sitting on your ass. So have that mentality in your head when you get back from that run. Or for some people, it's a cold shower. You need to think of something that's 100 times more painful than the thing that you're avoiding. And to put the cherry on top of all of the tips, expect hard times to happen. I briefly said this, that change is uncomfortable. So expect that. Prepare yourself for that. Because a lot of the times, me included, we go through this, oh, I'm going to stop doing blah, blah, blah. And you romanticize it. And that's amazing. Like, it makes life much more enjoyable. But we also stop to forget. We also don't expect those hard times. And I learned this in Atomic Habits. I was looking back on one of my old videos and someone mentioned this in a comment and I was like, yeah, this is so relevant in this week's video. It's the disappointment valley. The valley of disappointment is basically a lot of us expect our efforts and our success rate to go up like this in a linear line because, like, why not? It's the most obvious looking thing, right? We don't. Like seriously, we don't actually do that. Our efforts actually increases like this, right? So as you can see, there's like this valley. I hope the audio is not going weird, but like there's this valley here from where we expect to be versus where we actually are in our efforts. So when you're here and you think you're meant to be here, that's the valley of disappointment. You're like, oh shit, like it's not working. I feel so uncomfortable, like nothing's happening. That's when you need to go, I have to stick the course. Your success rate will only come when you stick the course, because when you're in that state, and now that you know this, you can go, I will only see success if I stick the course, because it shoots up like this and it actually surpasses like the linear line. Because if you're here and you achieve success here, you actually achieve it here on the linear line and you shoot up much more vertical. So change is going to be shitty, it's going to be hard, it's going to be uncomfortable. Expect it and keep in your mind the valley of disappointment graph. And on that topic, if you want to learn more about how to shift habits that you hate and support and grow the ones that you love, make sure that you do get Atomic Habits. That book is really, really good. And the last topic of today is actionable steps that you can do as soon as this video ends. Number one is to make sure that you follow and subscribe to get the content and the community that you want and need. 2 is to find out what makes you procrastinate. 3 is write down 3 phrases that you will say kindly to yourself when you procrastinate and put that on a sticky note and put it on your bedside or your desk, put it on your phone notes or something like that you will see a lot. Number 4 is to schedule your intentional procrastination. And 5 is to tell me what your 100 times more suckier thing will be when you procrastinate. Because mine's running and I really want to see what you guys have got to see what I can improve on too. I absolutely loved talking with you guys today. So comment if you liked the video and make sure that you also do like the video too. That would help me out heaps to help more of you guys. The video is going to be more promoted by the algorithm. So yes, comment, like, make sure that you subscribe, because the more that you help, the more that I can help. And also DM me on Instagram any other topics that you really need help with, and the content and the community that you really want and need is here on YouTube and Instagram too. I have also linked previous videos that I believe would really help you out. So make sure to check those after this video or schedule them in your intentional procrastination session. I love you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your week or day. And I hope that you just sparkle like sunshine sparkles. I can't English. What is up with me today? And I can't wait to share more of my little sneak peek behind the scenes of what's happening in Sydney, and to share my vlog that I'll be sharing. Oh God. And to share my vlog of my full Sydney experience. I love you guys so much. All right. See ya. Bye.